Yeah.
And now, Jabroni Studios, in association with Big Herm Productions, is proud to present to you, recording from an undisclosed location in Oakdale, Connecticut, it's Chris Burns, it's Chris Lynch, this is Dysfunction Junction.
Oh, as if the hits don't just keep on coming. The three of us are here. We're trying to get Marsh here, and for whatever reason, he's getting cock-blocked like a motherfucker.
Look at that big handsome man right there. Look at it. It's medium. It's medium herm. Schmerm. It's schmerm.
Schmerm.
Schmerm. Not slurm. It's schmerm now.
I give up. I gotta go. I'm out.
Listen. You hear what you see? You hear what happens when I smoke flower?
You guys have expected me. Now that we got Jedi Herm over there, the Emperor. You guys expect me to do the cold open every week, and then none of you can shut up long enough for me to do the cold open. And I love it because it's kind of like our group chats.
Yes, use your hate. Yes.
I got plenty of it. Look, boys and girls,
Emperor
welcome. You know what? Fuck it. Welcome to the show. It's Dysfunction.
Welcome to Dysfunction. I'm
Chris.
He
He's
had
Chris.
a week off.
I'm Chris.
I'm the other one.
Chris. That's Big Herm. And we potentially, before we get started to the body of the show, next Tuesday and the Tuesday following are Christmas Eve and New Year's Eve. My question to you, gentlemen, is: do we?
Yes. The answer is yes to both. Yes.
Do we?
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, guys, you are in luck. We're doing a Christmas Eve and a New Year's Eve show.
I say fuck.
And guess what? What? I have a Santa suit.
I have an awesome Santa Christmas sweatshirt that I wore to the Walmart today.
I was hoping you were going to say I have an awesome Santa thong and banana hammock I can wear.
No.
If you guys are going to
My
get
wife
dressed
has
up,
a really nice bodysuit thing that with an unbuttonable butt flap that just drops.
I remember when you bought that.
Yeah,
that was like 2 Christmases ago.
Santa riding unicorns. It's really hot to bang her in. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah.
if you guys are going to get dressed up special for Christmas, I will wear what I have in my first ever Christmas picture. I will wear that next week if you guys are okay with it.
You can still fit in that?
What that is your first ever Christmas picture.
A diaper and a blanket. I was born 2 weeks before Christmas.
Oh, all right. Yo, can I just say that December fucking sucks? Okay, my anniversary. First of all, my 10-year anniversary is tomorrow.
Yep.
Okay. I've got Christmas, and then 3 days later on the 28th, that bitch has a birthday.
How dare she? How dare she? Well, like Herm, I got Christmas coming up. We all have Christmas coming up next Wednesday.
Yep.
And then I got the extra added pressure of my wife's birthday being the last day of January. So I gotta be good. I gotta pick good gifts twice. I'm the lucky winner.
I got you beat.
Twice? I've got to do a birthday. I have a 10-year anniversary.
Oh, yeah.
He's got a 3B. He's got the birthday, the anniversary, and Christmas.
Anniversary, Christmas, and okay, and we also do New Year's. So I technically have 4. There's 4 in.
Oh, my expert opinion, you're fucked.
Always.
That's all I
like
say. You're fucked.
Like a couple years ago, I bought her I went to the. Remember, I found the designer that actually made the coat for the special on HBO for Nicole Kidman.
Yeah.
And I found the designer and I commissioned her to make the jacket, and I spent a disgusting amount of money, but like I don't know what to do for that this year. Like we don't need anything. We have everything. Like everything that's cool for me is like I need slippers, I need socks and underwear. I need that's it. That's all I want for Christmas. Socks, underwear, and slippers. Good slippers.
Get her
underwear in a smaller size.
Get her a mop.
That's the whole thing. Like that I'm gonna need that. I don't want everything crazy yet, not even close, because I still got probably another 30 to go, at least 40 after.
So I'm going to share something real. My wife journey not too long before you, and it's really, really cool. See, you it's more noticeable because I don't see you every day. When my wife has shared her progress, I'm like,
Oh, would she watch a show?
that's fucking incredible. The difference between when she started and where she's at now, and it's the same as you, man. You guys are killing it. And I don't think I tell my wife that enough, but
I think you should.
You're killing it. I mean,
Herm, I'm going to help you.
You're only going to gain a couple extra years.
I try to fatten my wife up.
Yeah, but if you do that, you're ruining the basic principle. You can't trust a big butt and a smile.
Oh,
well, she's already got a big butt.
Jennifer?
Yeah, she got a nice little butt.
No, she got a nice little butt.
She got it's a little now. She got a nice little butt now, but yeah, like she's got she's got some
proportional. She all right. She has a bulbous ass, not fat, bulbous.
Yeah, like when she was at art school, when she was at theater school, she did or like her senior year of high school, she was Valerie from a chorus line. She was the tits and ass girl that performed tits and ass. So yeah,
get her a mop.
She does have a dancer's physique, like gymnast and dancer.
Yes, very much so.
Yeah, like and she ran track, so she had like though they have
you can tell
guys, they can rule me.
See, what's funny is not that this is any secret or anything, but I find Herm's wife she's a very attractive woman. She's very pretty, and
agreed.
I see a lot of the same qualities in Megan because she was an athlete as well. Maybe that's a little secret to why we connected so well. Not that I'm a fucking huge athlete, but I like that kind of physique.
Yeah, my wife lets me throw her around like a rag doll. That's I don't know.
Yeah, she's tiny. She's little.
It doesn't matter. She's little. It doesn't bother me.
Well, she's bendy.
I throw.
If you hurt her, it's not going to take as long to heal.
I've thrown bigger girls around. I'm okay.
She's half normal size. Does that reduces the healing time, right?
That's right. That's right.
Burns.
Yeah.
You're not going to talk your way out of this one. You're guilty by association. You're guilty by association.
I'm just listening to this shit. I'm not actually taking part.
If we were ever on trial together, I would just start my testimony with, I already know you all think we're guilty.
Yo.
So let's just by looking at us, we're guilty.
It's the Will Smith principle. When he would get in trouble with Uncle Phil, he'd be like, you see, you think I'm lying, don't you?
The thing is,
you're not going to believe.
The thing is,
but what
happened was what happened was. You see, the thing is, it does not exist.
What had happened was, sir, Your Honor, officer, whatever applies.
I'm going to change the script on you guys. You guys would be the one. You guys would definitely be the ones to try to flower it up and make it sound good. And they'd look over to me and go, "She didn't look like a fucking cop."
Yo, it's like David Lee Roth and the old. Oh, what's up, Mr. Honor student? Yes, Your Honor. No, Your Honor. Nice tie, Your Honor. What the?
I may break into Your Honor. Allow me to fumigate my wisdom
upon this court.
Can I get an amen?
Amen.
Amen.
Really, really quickly, before we start on these underrated movies, I've got 3 in the can. I'm sure Lynch has got 104. Herm's got 3 or 4.
And I'll work some shit out. I figured I could agree on one of yours as a truth. I'll be right back. Keep this going. I'll be right back.
All right. Well, we'll get his opinion on it. You kind of alluded to it with your entrance tag right there.
Oh, did I?
Is it disgusting?
Being sarcastic?
Is it disgusting that, and I don't like to, I definitely like to draw lines in the sand between the left and the right lately, even though I think we're all centrists with a right lean or a left lean. How lefties are absolutely cheering the fact that a man a father, a husband got shot down in broad daylight and they think it's the greatest thing since a pepperoni fucking pizza? Is that not disgusting?
But not unexpected.
No, of course not. These are
You know
people
what?
that think, that
I had this conversation.
did
I
you
had this
send them?
conversation last week?
Okay.
I had this conversation last week with my coworkers, and I said, and the woman I work with, actually, we 100% agreed on something for once. I can understand being that angry and or feeling that helpless, because brother, everybody's been there. Everybody's been to that point, and I can understand that. And I can honestly understand what would make someone do that. Like if somebody was denied life-saving healthcare.
Understood.
Life-saving healthcare.
Right.
And that person died.
Right.
I get it. But I don't condone it.
What I don't understand is the party of tolerance and kindness will scream if you don't use their preferred pronouns and call it an aggression.
Where are we at?
Brian
We're talking about
getting shot and how
sure?
lefties, not Democrats, lefties are absolutely celebrating this assassination.
Well, I don't know as if it's I think that's a tilted statement.
No, because I took the word Democrat out of it. We're talking about way over here.
No,
those guys way over there.
I understand, and I still say that's a tilted statement.
Okay.
I've seen people on both sides of the aisle basically being fine with it. Mostly disgustingly, it's wrong. The guy should answer for what he did. Killing a CEO, regardless of what he said or what he does, based on it, it's wrong. You just can't do it, regardless of you know what I mean. So, but I've seen comments of approval and being cool with it on kind of on both sides. Like, well, it's a CEO and big business. So I've seen it on both sides. So for me, it hasn't been a specifically
okay. So to your point, maybe what I said was tilted, and I'll agree with that. My issue is, the same people that say that they're physically hurt when you don't call them he, zay, zimza are okay with violence, but when you say something, that's violence. It's time to reassess your principles. And to Herm's point, if you are one of those people that are the righties, I'm not talking about Republicans, I'm talking about the righties way over there, the Red Hat Brigade, if they're celebrating it, they're just as culpable. And
see, you're right, they are, and I actually feel it's wrong to attach a side on either basis to it. I don't feel it comes from a side. I feel it comes from a point of view of people that lack a value, that actually, regardless of what they say, lack a value for human life. Now, we all know that I don't place a lot on the concept of life and all of that. Okay, but regardless of business practices, we can't go around doing this. Regardless of how you feel, if you support it, it's kind of wrong. Straight up, it's kind of wrong. But I feel it's some people that lack a value for humans as a whole. And I know people are shitty, but there's ways. You've got to do what you got to do, and there's legal channels, and you've got to go through them. I understand frustration, but regardless of your political party, you don't value human life if you support this in any way.
Exactly. The same way you, Herm, and me, and Lynch to the same extent when that jackass shot at President Trump. You don't have to like him. You don't have to support him. You don't even have to,
No,
whatever.
But as an American, like, that whole disruption to my fucking political system, I really don't want to deal with. And
correct. And not only that, that's a human life.
Right.
I do
You know what
place
I mean?
value on human life. If Herm dies, his wife is without a husband. If Lynch dies, his wife without
Right.
a husband.
Regardless
If
of
I
who
die,
doesn't,
my daughter
regardless of who doesn't like me or thinks I'm an asshole, somebody is upset.
values your life.
Right. Right.
And that's the point I was trying to make with somebody recently on the Book of Face, and every chance they got, and this is kind of like arguing with a flat earther. It doesn't matter because that guy is evil and he worked for United Health. And this, I'm like, really? Because if United Health did you right, then no problem. But it did somebody else wrong. That guy goes out, shoots the CEO of United Health, and you're celebrating? Look, there's only a few people, and I said it about a month ago. There's only a few people I think.
There's ways to say that. Not to interrupt you, but there are
Sure.
ways that, you know what? There's ways to say that without coming across. First of all, no, in a day and age where everybody is worried about optics, nobody's actually looking at the optics. There are ways for me to say that where for me to say, well, you know, sometimes that's how fate works. You know,
Yeah.
there's ways to say that he got what he deserved in a much more authoristic way and not sound or look like a complete asshole. And
Right.
unfortunately, the internet has allowed everybody to say whatever the fuck they mean impulsively and look stupid or like an asshole.
Right. And context is king.
We have a whole show about it.
Oh, yeah. Context is king. And I've said it out loud in public, in private, and on this show. The only three kinds of people, that I think should die implicitly are kid diddlers, terrorists, and murderers. That's it. If you kill someone out of spite or unless you're like, if somebody breaks into your house and you shoot the offender, that's not murder, that's self-defense. But if you go out and just cold-bloodedly kill somebody, you deserve to die. Thank you, fuck you, bye.
First degree, done.
Bingo.
First
Death
degree.
penalty Jones.
And everything else needs to be evaluated.
Regardless of his guilt, if, and I say if, Lee Harvey Oswald was the sole shooter and Jack Ruby killed him that day, Oswald deserved to die. He killed somebody in cold blood, but we all know we don't believe the Warren Commission. And there was more than one shooter, and it's not even plausible that the kill shot came from Oswald. But if you're implicit, you deserve to die. This guy didn't kill anybody. Hello, Chaka Khan is in the house. What up, brother? Chaka, you still haven't sent me your info, man, or Lynch hasn't done it either. We'll figure it out. I gotta see your stuff, bro.
Well, it all ties back to, like Herm said, how you say it, and that's how I would say it. You know, I can really understand what would drive someone to do that. The outcome was not desirable.
Sure,
and that's not saying anything either way. You're not for it. You're not against it.
You could have walked up and hit that boy in the face with a brick and had your anger is released. But this guy is dead. He leaves a wife. He leaves children.
And I get that, but that's how you convey that. You're not giving your opinion. You're just stating the facts. You're regurgitating the facts, and usually the facts are never wrong. It can't get you in trouble. If they don't like what the facts are, that's on them. But if I give you the facts of the case, well, I'm sorry. If you don't like that, I'm sorry.
Correct.
Another school shooting, the 83rd of the year.
Oh my God.
They're still working on.
It's what is it? It's a school shooting, but it's the 200th mass shooting.
Mass shooting, yeah.
All right, Chaka, do me a favor. Find me on Facebook, Chris Burns, Bernes, or send it to cburns19@gmail.com, and I'll look at your stuff, man. I promise you. You've been loyal to us for quite a bit now, and we appreciate your loyalty. So there you go.
So anyway,
at some point the school shootings have to be looked at for what they are: mental illness, and again, a society that has been raised to believe that everything they do is good and just and pure, and they can do whatever they want without impunity. When we were kids, if we broke a window, we got our asses tanned, or in some cases blistered. Nowadays, you can go out and burn a city down, and mom would be like, "It's okay, baby. It's okay. They can build that city back. You special." Well, fuck you.
Yeah.
My take on it.
It's the coddling of America now. Our children are too fragile to handle the truth. So,
One of you
But
sent
anyway.
a video about helicopter parenting, and I think it was in our group chat. Okay, so that is really, and I've said it for years through the 90s, the aughts, the 10s, and now into the 20s, that this kinder, gentler bullshit doesn't prepare a child to go forward. I was kinder and gentler, but not to the extent that everybody wanted me to be. With Emma, I tanned her hide when it needed
Yeah,
tanning.
well, I was just gonna say that the helicopter parents is our fault.
No, but it's our
Yeah.
generation.
That's what I'm saying. Helicopter parents were our generation was the first generation of helicopter parents.
Correct.
Then
It's
just
not
got
our
worse.
fault, the three of
Just-
us, and
no,
if
it's-
Marsh were
no, it's-
here,
No, it's gotten worse.
Mhm.
I certainly was not a helicopter parent kid. And none of my
Me neither.
kids were. But yeah, like our generation kind of overcorrected.
Yeah, and you've said that several times on the podcast.
Yeah.
It's absolutely true. I used to work with a family, both mother and father worked there, and their children worked there, and they would all go grocery shopping together. They go to Costco, BJ's, wherever, and they would always do it together. Like I'm sorry, I could not handle that much FaceTime with my family. I just not how I am. I like my personal space. I don't need your help to go to the grocery store. I know I can pick out an apple pretty goddamn well. That I just don't get it. That's very foreign to me.
yeah, I can agree with that. But yeah,
That's a prime example of that helicopter, and
Yeah,
then
and with
they're in your orbit for the rest of your fucking life.
and with these shootings, unfortunately, these are kids that either have self-diagnosed, parental diagnosed, never, oh, my kid has ADHD. Oh, really? What doctor told you that? Oh, my kid has this. My kid has
Yeah,
this.
but we don't have any of that on this one. We don't
No.
have any right off the rip abnormalities.
I'm not laughing at you. I'm laughing at Lynch. Watch Dysfunction Junction. Watch Lynch comb his beard.
Welcome to Manscaping with Lynch. We don't have any
Manscaped.
indications of that on this one. Like at this point, we know what her given name is. There's a nickname Samantha that she goes by, but female born, female nickname, so there's no trans thing going on that we know of. There's no crazy we have her being responsible and her dad doing stuff with her dad. Her parents are split up, but we don't at this point we don't have anything. And obviously she's dead by self-inflicted gunshot wound. So
yeah, you usually don't survive those.
She
I think
ate her fucking
the more I think about it, I think it was definitely targeted to the substitute teacher that she gunned down, and that the kids, I think, were collateral damage. You're 15 years old, maybe. I don't know how good of a shot she was, or she just unloaded the clip and saved one for herself. I mean, you don't know those circumstances, but I think it was definitely the teacher was definitely targeted.
Did that come out? Did she kill herself, or was she killed by authorities?
No, she was dead
by a self-inflicted gunshot wound.
Okay,
That
hadn't.
That was said the very first night that I saw it. It was
after watching clips on YouTube of stuff that I could find with interviews of witnesses, the older kids in that school, the story they relayed was they heard pop, 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 and that was the final pop.
Okay,
and that's when she dropped. The
so
cops
like a Columbine thing.
The cops were minutes behind that. I mean, they were there, but I mean, by the time they breached the building, get inside, blah blah blah, then they had SWAT team fucking use concussion grenades in the family residence to do a search on that house. Oh, Maron. The collateral damage on something like this is ridiculous. I feel bad. I
Understood.
feel really bad for the family.
Let's not get too deep in the weeds.
No,
Let's
no,
do
I
the-
just let's
Yeah,
do
no,
the
I'm,
fun
I'm
stuff.
waiting. I'm waiting and hoping we get some more information, and we
I just want to know why.
That's kind of what I'm
I want to
looking
know
for.
why.
Is
You know what?
a little
Was-
deeper.
Was
into
there
what's-
something there that nobody talked about?
Right.
Give me 2 minutes, guys. I'll be right back.
Yep.
Well, after
absolutely.
these messages, we'll be right back.
Yeah, I'm definitely curious to see what we find. They haven't released that they found anything yet
No,
of value at all. So, I mean,
and the stuff
somebody
that I saw.
somewhere has to know something. So, this
I
one's
mean,
going to come down to old-fashioned feet on the ground
Yeah,
investigative.
because they've
work.
already done the they've already done the digital digging. They said
There's nothing.
everything seems normal.
There's nothing.
There was a photo of him and the kid at the gun range, and one guy said, "Is that your kiddo?" He said, "Yep, we joined here and we love it here." Blah blah blah. Always a good
Yeah, they
time. So
joined
everything
they joined
seemed
the
happy.
shooting club, and yeah, like
All right.
Yeah,
So once
like-
go ahead, please.
Sometimes you just don't know. Sometimes you just don't know. It could be a mental break, where she's like, "Fuck this, I can't," and it's sad. If it's something that was undiagnosed, it's very even sadder.
I mean,
Anyway,
if we can, but I'll add one more thing. We've all had a fuck this moment in our life,
hell
whether
yeah.
recently or in our history. I don't think any of us thought, you know what would be great? Let's go shoot that teacher. I mean, there's only one teacher in my entire lifetime that I would have shot, but never did. Anywho.
I'm talking Marsh into this. Hang
Good,
on.
please.
yeah,
because-
I'm not sure there is. I might have to just drop a dime and buy him $120 fucking Chromebook, just
With a
for
camera.
shows. Well, yeah, well, it will have a camera, but it's. I don't know what his issue is. Well,
other than being Marsh.
well, he does. I don't think he has any other computers.
He said he's got a Mac, but there's no camera attached to it. Or they had a webcam, but they got rid of it when they both got camera phones. I mean, I don't want to spill his beans, but
Yeah, no, I'm just curious, but yeah, I'll have to figure out what he needs. But
this
yes.
was Lynch's episode, so maybe he should walk us in and tell us what we're doing tonight, and you get to determine the order in which we do it.
So we were just shooting the shit the other day, and as always, just something comes across your mind. We were talking about movies, and good movies, bad movies are different.
And it didn't involve anything to do with the butt.
No,
we were
it-
all kind of for it, you know.
Yeah.
non-anal. Non-anal is always good. So I said, "Fuck it. Well, why don't we talk about movies that you find are very underrated, and it just the general consensus is like, yeah, it's okay, but where it's like a hidden gem." And we're like, yeah, fuck it. And then maybe if we have the time, we can talk about a few actors that you think are criminally underrated. But I'm going to start with Mr. Burns
Ooh.
and see what you got on your list.
Well, my first one is the 2003 film, and it's strange because it has two wildly mainstream, popular headline actors in Ben Kingsley and Jennifer Connelly. This movie is The House of Sand and Fog, and if you haven't
Excellent
seen
movie.
it, oh my Christ! This will make
Everybody's
hardest
life
man
is
cry.
fucked up by the end of the movie. It's
Oh, yeah.
lovely.
5 lives are
It's
destroyed
just
by the end of
misery.
the
It's
film.
horrible.
Oh, but it had any twist and turn you thought you saw coming. It went crazy. Yogi Berra would say, "If you come to a fork in the road, take it." Well, which take do I take? Brief synopsis: Jennifer Connelly inherits her childhood home, but she loses it based on, unpaid taxes. Ben Kingsley's character and his wife buy the house. He wants to flip it. He's not in great financial straits himself. They fight over this house. The ending scene, the last 5 minutes will rip
Oh
your
my
heart out
God.
through the head of your dick.
It was a very good movie.
Oh my, the word. Oh, I don't want to spoil it. I'm telling you guys, if you're watching this, go find this on streaming service. Pay the $5.99 if you have to. But the last 5 minutes of the film are the most heart-wrenching 5 minutes you'll ever see, ever. And this film got no love, none.
It's very art housey, not mainstream, and it was not marketed as a big movie. It got award attention. Like I think they were both nominated for that movie.
Maybe on the Globes. I didn't see anything.
If they weren't, they're robbed. And again, this ties into criminally underrated. Those are two of the most criminally underrated actors working together.
Absolutely.
Ben Kingsley as Gandhi was believable as Gandhi, and even in a bad movie, he's always good.
Oh yeah, when you see Ben Kingsley on the scroll, you know you just got.
And the same with Jennifer Connelly, and she's been in some shit movies, but she was really, really good in them.
Well, you can be in a shit movie and be the shining light of a shit movie,
right? But that's very rare because they hire.
Nicolas Cage
they didn't get
the entire career of it.
Yeah, they didn't get the guy they wanted for this cameo, so they got the Wish.com version of that guy, and he's in the movie. You know what I mean?
Basically.
It's not the same, and it you can tell it was written for somebody else, and this guy's heart's not in it.
Yeah,
he's just there for a paycheck. But that's a great pick, Chris. That's a very good pick.
And I wasn't sure. I figured Lynch would have seen this because Lynch watches every movie, whether it has a rubber alligator or whatever. I'm surprised, Herm, you've seen this film. And I'm not saying that to be sarcastic. This is one of those, like Lynch said, art house, artsy fartsy. This doesn't. I didn't think this was in your wheelhouse.
Oh,
it doesn't scream blockbuster. That's a great fucking pick. I didn't see that movie till much later, almost 10 years later, and I got it when Netflix was still just the DVDs. I was like, I like that. I like them. Click. And I watched it. I was like, holy shit, this fucking movie's phenomenal. And I watched it again before I sent it back. I'm like, man, that was a great movie. I think I bought a copy of it, so it's probably in the locker behind me.
I actually own a copy. A guy I worked with, oddly enough, his name was Bill Murray, not the one you're thinking of. And he said, Chris, if you like these, it's a slow, he described it as a slow burn. If you like movies with a slow burn, you're going to love this film. And I said, okay. And I happened to be at Walmart 2 days later, and there it was, $9.99. I'm like, oh, that's the movie Bill recommended. I grabbed it. I went home. I put it in. My girlfriend at the time says, what are we watching tonight? And I'm like, this. What is it? Just, I don't know. It was recommended. If it sucks, I wasted $10. I can go turn it into FYE and get $6 on it.
Yeah.
But I loved it. It was so fucking amazing.
Herm, what you got? What's one on your list?
The Iron Giant.
Ooh.
Fucking love that movie.
Wow.
That's
my
my favorite Vin Diesel movie.
We have science fiction. we have the Cold War.
Retro nostalgia.
We have all the feels.
Yeah,
totally overlooked masterpiece.
Wow. And I was sad to learn because I didn't see again another one I didn't see right away a couple of years later, and then read the backstory about it. You're like, man, why didn't this do good in the theaters? It's such a good fucking movie. Remove the fact that it's animated, and do that with live action. That's a good fucking story.
The story alone is exquisite.
The first time I watched that movie
to translate through animation without
and the emotion
is very much a credit to their work.
How good the
story actually is.
The very first time I watched that movie, I will admit I bawled my fucking eyes out when Hogarth Day, I go, oh my fucking god! You just like, it's a ton of bricks. And if you haven't seen the movie, it's kind of spoiling the ending, but it's not because you don't know what happened in the
Yeah,
92 minutes
you don't know
before
what the
that.
setup is, but you'll know when you get there. But
It,
yeah,
it's
yes.
it was criminally overlooked for, I think, awards. I think that's my favorite Vin Diesel movie ever because he's actually, you can hear the emotion because the story's so fucking good, and that's what anything I've seen behind the scenes. Everybody was fell in love with the story, and anybody involved was like, "Holy fuck, this is probably my favorite thing and the best thing I've ever done." I know Jennifer Aniston has said that. She's like, That was. I'm glad I got to work on that, and ooh, that's a great feeling. Good pick, Herm. That's a very good fucking pick.
Very good.
That's a surprise. That's a surprise for me. My first pick, because I rewatched it again, and I haven't watched it in 2 years. Man of Steel.
Are you talking about the? Is that the Henry Cavill?
Henry Cavill.
Okay, because if you'd have went the Brandon Routh route, I'd have come to your house and burned it down.
All right, so Superman Returns.
It was terrible.
Had they not just made the very first movie over again, if they had started the way they started, and then once Lex Luthor finds something evil to do, don't do the same fucking thing you did in the first movie.
Bingo.
You fucking, as soon as that happened in the plot, I looked at my wife and said, "What?" And I was out for the rest of the movie.
It's the Richard Donner film all over again.
That movie sucks. I love Brandon. I love Brandon Routh as Superman, though. I was hoping that he would continue, but rewatching Man of Steel for the first time after a couple of years, and this is kind of introspective because I watched a little video about it too, and he said that movie is. If you think about what that movie really is, it's not retelling his origin. Only kinda. The backstory is similar to the first movie, but then once the relationship between Kevin Costner as his father and him start to develop, Kevin Costner is like the hero of that movie.
Oh, of course.
If people don't realize it, had he not taught Clark limitations and things he can and can't do to help people, when he asks, "So I just let them die?" You could see once you look at it through that kind of like lens, it totally changes the story from there on out. And then he's a conflicted person, and he's not Superman yet. He's just Clark from fucking Smallville,
right?
And being raised that way, and having those limitations, when you get to the end, when he has to snap Zod's neck, he screams. Because he knows at that moment that's the last connection to his home he's ever going to have, and he had to stop it.
Yep.
So it makes that story arc with the father and son, and it continues on through the movie until the very end.
But the fact
he killed his own father in a physical form because that's the last connection he had.
Right. But the fact that they bring Zod back in a subsequent film brings it all back. Wasn't it Ra's al Ghul's Lazarus Pit?
Yeah. Then in Justice League,
right?
In
Justice League, Zod makes an appearance.
Yeah, he's dead, but
well, yeah, but same. Wow.
Yeah.
You know,
or I'm sorry, Batman versus Superman.
Okay, same, whatever.
Yeah, Batman versus
They're all
Superman.
running into each other. It's kind of like getting like the Marvel universe right now.
These are the DC movies I like. The original Batman, the Nolan trilogy, then flashing forward to the extended universe. I liked Man of Steel. I liked B versus Superman, Aquaman, and Wonder Woman. And Shazam, the first Shazam. It was entertaining.
Yeah, Shazam was entertaining.
Anything after that, it's just Blue Beetle was horrible. I'm glad they make. I know they tried to make an effort. And I'm glad that's like a fourth tier character. He's so far down there. Nobody knows who the Blue Beetle is except for hardcore comic book fans.
Right. Right.
and then all this other stuff. The Suicide Squad, not the first one, but the remake of the Suicide Squad was
Garbage.
better.
I like the
the
first
second one. No, I hate the first one. Jared Leto as the Joker can suck a dick.
No, I wasn't. I don't even consider him to be a part of that film, except for bits and pieces. I look at Will Smith as what is it, Deadshot, and
Deadshot.
Margot Robbie. God bless her. Margot Robbie could read the phone book, and I would buy the ticket
Oh,
twice.
but she is Harley Quinn in the second one, in the newer one.
Which is a decent movie on its own, but it's not.
And I like Idris Elba better. Sorry.
Okay, fair enough. But
sorry, not sorry. He's a much better actor.
Whoever played Killer Croc wins the day for his physical, movements and being in that suit. But having Sylvester Stallone do the voice was magic.
It was cute.
All right, fair enough.
It was cute. It was passable. It was passable entertainment up until then. Go ahead, Burns. What's your next one?
All right, a lot of people shit on this movie. I got to get my list back up. My phone decided to there we go. A lot of people shit on this movie. I love psychological thrillers. The more you can take me away from reality, the better I love the movie. You can't tell me that 1408 was not a fantastically underrated movie.
And it did get shit on. It got shit on a lot.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know.
Worst Stephen King adaptation ever, and there was so much that people hated about it.
I thought it was good.
I thought it was fantastic. This was one of those movies that took you deep inside your own mind while you were watching it. What would I do? How would I react? Yada, yada, yada. Kind of like going to the Chelsea Hotel in New York and no one's allowed to stay in the room where Sid and Nancy met their fate, or at least Nancy met her fate. But in this film, don't go to 1408. People don't last an hour in this room, and dude just persevered. The only downfall of this movie, and it really drove me nuts, but I understood it as far as the plot was concerned, was every time that clock went off, that clock radio, we've only just begun.
The Carpenters.
And it would play the Carpenters like every 5 fucking minutes. I'm like, dude, I'm not even staying in this room, and it's driving me nuts.
All right, so one of the main complaints I heard was that he was trying to copy himself with The Shining, and I can kind of see where they're coming from because it's basically a scary movie in a hotel. Recycling ideas. All right, I get it, but it's not far off from what he had in the book, and that's very rare. There were some big changes, but that's one of my favorite John Cusack movies.
Oh yeah, and if I'm doing my math right, and I'm going to my list now, a 1999 short story turned into a 2007 psychological thriller on film. You're gonna have some changes, especially with the laptop and being able to video chat with his estranged wife and doing things like that. I understood the changes, and I think that's where people go nuts, where if you talk about Misery, which is probably the most overrated Stephen King film ever in the history of ever, I love it too, but to hear people talk about it as this cinematic masterpiece and nothing will ever beat it, I'm like, hi, can I introduce you to, and I'll list off 5 films. They modernized the short story to put it into 2007 perspective, and there goes my light. But yeah, I'll give 1408 a full-throated endorsement. Absolutely. Scared the ever-loving shit out of me, and I will watch it anytime I have the urge to just scare the shit out of myself.
What you got, Herm?
Kiss Meets Phantom of the Park.
Holes.
Ooh, Shia LaBeouf's first big movie. 2001.
I'm looking this up. Holes.
It's a Disney movie. He made that movie right after he was on the show Project Greenlight about the independent movie he was in, the Battle of something Heights. Battle of Shaker Heights.
Shaker Heights, Ohio.
Yeah. Or he was either just before or just after. He was just breaking in. And
wow, what a cast.
Yeah, dude, it's a great fucking cast. It's a great fucking movie.
Shia LaBeouf, Eartha Kitt, Patricia Arquette, Sigourney fucking Weaver, John Voight.
Yeah.
Dude, it's heavy. It's got some heavy hitters in it.
I gotta see this movie.
I think it was criminally mismarketed. Was what kind of killed that. And I think what year was that? 2001 or 99?
I'm looking at it. I'm on the wiki page right now. 2003.
2003. All right, so yeah, it was after Battle of Shaker Heights. It was an independent film, which was his first lead role, which led to this. Great fucking movie, man. Love that movie. I was just talking about. We were joking about that movie the other day. Across the street from our property, our across the street neighbors have been using a fucking backhoe with one of those reverse alarms on it for the last 2 weeks. So from 8 a.m. till about 1:30, that's all you hear is a backup alarm all morning long. And I said, "Oh, they're not trying to recreate the movie Holes back there over now."
I got to tell you, Herm, how I've never seen this movie, and I have a predilection for nicknames. Prisoners are known by their nicknames: Zero, Zigzag, Armpit, Squid, X-Ray, Magnet. Fuck, I got to see this movie.
Oh, Armpit. Yeah. Yes.
It's on Disney Plus.
Oh, my God.
Check out Disney Plus.
I don't have Disney Plus, nor will I ever subscribe to Disney Plus.
I'm sure
you'll probably
find a full version on YouTube.
There's that's one of those YouTube forever. Yeah, great fucking pick, man. Another good surprise. Let's see. I'm gonna see what order I want to do these in. I'm gonna go my next pick with Running Scared. Billy Crystal.
Oh, Gregory Hines.
Billy Crystal
and
Gregory Hines.
Personal
fantastic
that movie. Saw that movie here in the theater in Pueblo while I was out visiting my grandmother that summer between 7th and 8th grade.
Yep, that was 83 or 85, I think. 85. It's smart. It's funny. It's actually good.
No.
No. Oh no.
He tried to ask him what Deuteronomy was, and he didn't know the answer was Ipswich clam. Oh no.
Billy Crystal. It's my favorite Billy Crystal movie. I don't like much else that he's ever done other than Princess Bride, but that's only minimal screen time. He kind of annoys the shit out of me. Gregory Hines, I've always loved.
Yeah,
he is just a naturally funny dude. Hell of a dancer too. Him and his dad.
Of course.
Yeah, it's just a well written, and it was one of the first good buddy action comedies about cops. Because a lot of those were just cheesy 80s fare, and then here this comes. Great script, great direction,
great soundtrack. I actually own the soundtrack.
Did you know?
Sweet freedom.
Did you know?
Yes.
Did you know that the executives did not want that song in the movie nor on the soundtrack?
Really?
They said that's not going to be a hit.
Yeah,
one of the biggest hits that year.
Right.
Yeah, what's his name? Is Victor?
Joe Pantoliano.
No, Pantoliano was Snake. Victor
Snake.
was
Right.
What's his name there? He was on LA Law. What the fuck was his name? The criminal in that movie. The Spanish guy.
Harry Hamlin?
Mexican. No.
He was in the Goonies.
Josh Brolin.
No.
Bob Backlund.
Not that guy. Hang on. Fucking names. Goddamn names.
Oh, what's his name? Fucking, he was on LA Law. Jimmy Smits.
Yes, Jimmy Smits.
Yeah.
He was great in that movie. Even though we couldn't fucking remember his name.
He was good.
Was fantastic.
I remember all his characters. He was great.
Nope.
Good shit.
All right. Burns.
Wait, did you give yours? Or was that yours not right now?
I was running. Yeah, that was
All right.
mine. When he
That was
scared.
Number 3. That was what your number
No,
4 pick.
2.
Your
Yeah.
second go. So
Yeah,
now
my
we're on
second.
to number 3. For me, it'd be number 3. I'm
All
counting
right.
down.
A more recent film within the last 8 years, loved it. It got shit on by a lot of people. Keeping Up with the Joneses.
Keeping Up with the Joneses. Did I see that? Who was in that?
I might have.
I'll give you the cast. It was got it on my phone. Zach Galifianakis, Isla Fisher, John Hamm, Gal Gadot.
Yes, yes. The neighbors are the super fucking spies, and
Yes.
it's good shit. Their house
Yes.
blows up. Oh no, it must have left the gas on. It's okay.
I've never
Fantastic
seen this.
freaking movie.
Oh,
Oh,
it's-
my
it
God.
was-
Get
it's
out
funny
and see
as
it.
fuck. And John Hamm and Gal Gadot are funny as fuck in that movie, and you don't
Yes.
normally get that out of them, that side, but they're playing straight because they have to, because it's their character within the movie. But their being straight is the funniest fucking thing you've ever fucking seen. It's hilarious, bro.
Yes.
Oh, I
It's
remember
hilarious.
I remember seeing a trailer to this. I'm surprised I didn't watch it because it. Who's the director? Greg Mottola, who's been huge in that like Judd Apatow kind of comedy circle.
Yep.
And
And
fucking cast is amazing. I love Gal
kind of the
Gadot.
same
I
type
love
of
Gal
an
Gadot.
erotic character that she is in Tag. She becomes.
Oh, my God. Yes.
She gets a little neurotic, and it's funny as it's funny. Just watch that shit. It's hilarious.
Received generally negative reviews from critics and grossed $5 million during
Yeah,
opening
critics
weekend.
don't know
Wow.
shit. Fuck them.
Fuck critics.
Who the
Well,
fuck asked?
Look,
Who the
watch.
fuck asked the critic?
Bring everything down. If I say this movie title, these two are going to be like, fuck yeah, great movie. DC Cab.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck yeah, but people shat on it. It's a funny fucking film.
Yeah.
Well, and it's all subjective.
Correct.
I mean, I've had arguments about Blade Runner with people, and that had Blade Runner never existed, certain special effects wouldn't exist now, or in certain the look of certain movies never would have existed. Dark City, The Crow.
Well, for me, the biggest draw on a movie, for me, honestly, and the most important thing is if it's gonna hold me for 90 minutes. Or if I'm doing something while I watch it, I need to go back and watch some shit because it's. What do you need? What? Lighter.
You need nothing.
What are you setting on fire? What is that? Where'd you get that candle?
I'd pay to watch
Is that a
that.
Yankee candle?
No,
You bought a cheap candle?
I did.
It's a Southern candle, the redneck candle.
What the? Let me smell it.
The Burns candle. If it's there, you light it on fire.
This candle smells like wax.
You smell
It smells like
wax.
it is wax, dipshit.
Yeah,
Oh
but
my
it's a
God.
scented candle. It should smell like something, not wax.
Oh, okay, I got you. Yeah, it's cheap.
Smells like
Welcome-
Dick and Smarties. That's what it smells like.
Welcome to the candle review.
Burn scented candle smells like the Falcon's Despair and
I'm gonna
In
say that
Hey,
candle
light.
smells
Hey,
like-
hey, we
like-
never lost the lead, and we came home with a W for the first time since November 3rd. I consider that a win,
I know.
but not a big win.
I didn't know.
I know,
Yankee
I
Candle
know.
Started making a sadness and disappointment candle.
Why does it smell? Does it smell like New York Giants?
It smells like Miami Dolphins.
Smells
Oh no,
like the
excuse me,
number
Dallas Cowboys.
There you go. Smells like the number one pick in East Rutherford.
Yeah. All right,
Who's
Herm, you're next on my list here.
All right. Number 3, Galaxy Quest.
Oh, God.
That was on my list.
Galaxy Quest.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Explain why. Just so the folks can have a little.
Because it entertains me, which is the biggest fucking
It
draw. for me.
entertains me.
Yes, it holds my
It makes
attention.
me
I thought it
happy.
was funny. I thought the characters were hilarious. It was such a fucking spoof.
was.
Sigourney's tits looked amazing. I don't know
did.
what else to tell you. Like, it was a great movie. It appealed to all of my sides. Tim Allen was hilarious. What's his name as the fucking alien? God rest his soul. Snape. Um,
Alan
Alan
Rickman.
Rickman.
yeah, Alan Rickman was the alien there.
He was very good.
Excellent fucking movie. Fabulous fucking cast. Funny as fuck.
When it came out in '99, it was like they were like, "What is this bullshit?"
It was complete.
It did
trash.
okay.
I watched it and I was like, "The fuck are you people? Y'all watching the same fucking movie? This is hilarious." What is
It got a
fucking
lot
wrong
of
with
shit.
people?
It got a lot of shit for doing exactly what it was supposed to do and aping Star
Making
Trek.
fun of every fucking Star Trek space fucking movie on the planet.
Yeah,
In a
and
much
making fun
different
of the
way
fans.
that Mel Brooks didn't do in Spaceballs. It was
It was
Right, and
Tropic Thunder. It was Tropic Thunder before Tropic Thunder was a thing.
Yeah, yes.
Right. With a lot less hate and racism.
Yeah, well, yeah, okay. I got you on that one.
Oh,
Absolutely.
I'm the dude pretending to be the other dude playing this dude.
Right?
Never
What do you
go-
mean,
never
you
go full
people?
retard.
What do you mean, you
You
people?
mean you people?
That
one of the
almost
most
made my
quotable-
list, by the way.
One
Almost.
of the most quotable movies in the last 20 years.
Absolutely.
Galaxy Quest got shit because it was, making fun of Star Trek, and mostly their fans. Like the Trekkies are like the biggest
And as a Star
geek
Trek
dorks
fan,
on the
I
planet.
completely
And God,
appreciated it and thought it was funny as fuck.
and God bless them. They love what they love, and they like it just the way it is, and you can't make fun of it. All right, I get it, but it took some time for that movie to kind of like 10 years later, where you look back at it and you're like, that's really fucking good. It didn't deserve the shit it got.
No, not at all.
It was fucking hilarious. But even me as a sci-fi fan, I can appreciate it. I'm not a huge Star Trek fan. I like what I like with Star Trek. Like I watched the original series and the Next Generation. Everything after that, I have no idea about. I never watched Voyager or Deep Space Nine. I stopped watching the movies after Generations, and then picked up with J.J. Abrams and the endless fucking lens flare from hell. But yeah, that's a good pick, man. Good pick. So on to me.
Yeah, on to you.
I got bring my list back up.
Oh, there you go.
All right, I'm gonna throw this one out here. Demolition Man, Sylvester Stallone.
Oh my God!
Taco Bell is the only restaurant on the planet in America.
The radio only plays jingles.
Yes.
Armor hot dogs.
Dogs. The probably hands down most overlooked comedy ever. If you look at that and through the lens of being a straight comedy, it is a fan-fucking-tastic movie. It's supposed to be.
It's a
It's
rat.
supposed. Yeah, it's supposed to be
It's a
science
rat.
fiction. Yeah, it's supposed to be the dystopian future space stuff, but
This is a rat.
it's fucking funny.
If you look at it through today's lens, and if you were to watch it again, and which I did about 4 or 5 months ago, because it came up on some streaming service, I'm like, I haven't watched that film in a long time. How predictive they were in the mid 90s to how life would work now, where you can't
It's
even
scary.
say something off. John Spartan, you've been fined 10 credits for cussing, or you've been whatever. It's very scary that whoever made this film kind of had the inside track. He got in the DeLorean, he went 88 miles an hour, 1.21 gigawatts, went to the future, found out what shit was going to be like, came back, wrote a movie.
Yeah, it's very Simpsons like, because the Simpsons have predicted the future quite a few times in 30 some odd years. Yeah, it's basically how we live life today, walking on eggshells and hoping that you're not going to upset somebody's fifis and he's talking bad about me. I mean, it's the future. Everything like the Taco Bell joke for the restaurant.
Bell.
If you've never seen a movie, that you in this world in America, the only restaurant is Taco Bell, and it's a high-end, classy restaurant.
Even
That's
better,
funny.
if you want to go to today, when she says, would you like to go back and have sex? And they put on the VR glasses and they sit there and
Yeah.
Oh, Christ. It's exactly what 20-year-olds and 25-year-olds today are like, I had sex. No, you didn't. You watched porn on a live screen while the girl says, hi, Bob.
Oh, like
Hi.
sex.
You're-
Okay.
Let me rub my gimmick for you. That's what that was in that film.
Yeah, it predicted the future. But I even
Oh.
appreciated it in the time. That's actually a movie I saw in the theater. I went on my
Yes.
a first date with somebody. She liked it.
Wasn't me.
But yeah, I found it super funny because there was a lot of shit to laugh at, and not everybody was laughing.
Oh my god, I couldn't stop
So I'm
laughing
like,
watching that movie.
Me and two other guys in the theater we were kind of geographically situated close together, and we just kind of kept looking at each other like, "This is funny, right? We think we're good. This is funny. Okay, good. We're on the same page." Everybody else is just sitting there like, "I don't find that funny."
You know,
Or they
I know
didn't get it.
Marsh is not here to defend himself, but like when he said, "I never watched Rocky Horror Picture Show," the first time I watched Rocky Horror Picture Show was at a midnight showing in Groton, and I'm like, this is a really good film, but yeah, why does everybody got to throw shit and do shit and move shit, and why can't I just enjoy the fucking movie? But I get it now as a 52-year-old versus then as a 17-year-old going, all right, this is totally ruining my experience. No, it didn't. If I had understood it, it would have enhanced my experience.
If you had done it, it totally would have enhanced your experience. Like now, yeah, it's right.
Yeah. But March needs to watch that movie, not the shitty remake. He needs to watch the original, front to back.
Yep.
I'll go burn down his house if he doesn't watch it.
Oh, hey now.
I'll burn you know me, I'll burn anything that's in front of me.
It must burn.
Including a digital camera and
flip-flop,
flip-flops, floor mats.
Sandals.
Doesn't matter.
Whatever
Sandals,
the fuck else you dug out of the back of that fucking blazer.
Oh, and if you left something and you went to bed and you left your shoes out, I burned that as well. Who's next?
You are, Sunshine.
All right. I got 2 words for you, and it's not the name of the movie. Baby steps. Baby steps to the door. Baby steps to the elevator.
What about Bob?
But What About Bob is, even though it was critically acclaimed, I still think to this day this is an underrated film. It is it's a laugh fest from beginning to end.
Really?
It did really well.
Dr. Marvin! Dr. Leo Marvin! Is he calling you? No, has to be somebody else. That whole movie from beginning to end is just a laugh riot.
It did well in the box office, and it was very critically praised. But people they don't expect that out of Richard Dreyfuss.
No.
And I think that's Bill Murray's best performance almost ever in any movie.
I may disagree. However, people thought at the time, and I remember talking to people. The film was released in 1991. I went to the theater with a couple of buddies of mine when I was in Georgia, and they were like, "I can't believe Bill Murray did this movie." I'm like, "Are you fucking high? This is a fantastic fucking movie."
Yeah, people were kind of off put. Some people were off put by the premise. I think it was one of my favorite Richard Dreyfuss movies, next to Close Encounters. And I don't like him in a lot of things. He just seems so fucking. Well, he is. He's a pompous asshole.
Well, and he's very, with the exception of What About Bob and maybe one other movie, he's very dry. He plays this guy.
Yeah,
the straight and narrow asshole.
And that's my main complaint. That's my main complaint with him. That's my main complaint with him is outside of What About Bob and Jaws, he plays the same fucking person in every fucking movie. Except for the Goodbye Girl. The Goodbye Girl is his best performance.
And I would put Mr. Holland's Opus in there too.
I don't like that movie.
What?
I don't like Mr. Holland's Opus.
Herm, can you contact HR and serve Lynch's papers?
Yeah.
Well, what's another movie that came out around that time frame? About a little black kid.
That narrows it
black
down.
Actress lead.
Yeah, great job.
Fuck. No, it was a critically applauded and blah.
The
blah,
same
blah.
time as What About Bob?
A little bit later, like 95.
Okay.
Saving something. I don't know. It'll come to me.
Saving Ryan's Privates.
No, that's Shaving Ryan's Privates.
Oh, Shaving Ryan's Privates. Okay.
Shaving Ryan's Privates. All right, Herm.
Kiss Meets Minimum Apart.
No, that's never going to happen.
Okay.
Stop.
Wait
Please.
wait till I come up. Wait till I come up next.
Hold on.
This is Michael Jordan. Please stop.
Right.
A Little Princess.
Little Princess. All right.
Is
Very
that what-
good.
No. I'm asking Lynch if that was the movie in 1995 about a little black
No.
girl.
No, it's a little black boy.
Was she a? It's a boy now. It's a boy.
A little black boy.
About a black
Um.
I don't know. It's got the. What, I
Once a
think
s-
part of the name is the character's name. I don't fucking know.
higher learning.
Let's just go with your list. We'll figure. I'll jump in the mystery machine
because I'm gonna say some shit
Piano
that's gonna get us
lesson.
all canceled.
Her movies.
I'll just jump into mystery.
Boy, the pedal police are going to show up because.
I'm gonna jump in. I'm gonna jump in the mystery machine, and me and
All right,
Scooby.
so what are we at?
I'm gonna
Like,
come-
we're at number 2.
I'm gonna come
Is that
get
where
your
we're
Great
at? Number
Dane.
2?
We have
Yeah.
20-something minutes left. Yes, let's make this happen.
All right, number 2, 1981. George Hamilton, Zorro, the Gay Blade.
Ooh. All right.
That movie was on constant rotation on HBO when we were.
It was
little
funny.
kids.
Oh, I see. I it was, but I watched.
be right
it
back.
On
Hold on.
VHS tape with my aunt. But yeah. It was, yes, funny as fuck.
I will. Holy shit! That's the first time I thought of that movie in probably 30 years. But I remember, I watched it probably 10 years ago, just because it was on. It was on like one of those free channels that comes with your TV, like Roku TV.
The situational and the physical comedy is hilarious.
Yeah, he was really good in that. He was really, really good in that movie.
Yes,
I'm gonna have to watch that again.
it was good.
It's
It
been
was
about it's probably been about 10 years. I think about 10 years ago, because we had just maybe it was when we moved here. Yeah, so 9 years ago. We had bought our new TV, our new to this house TV, and it was on one of the free things that comes with your smart TV. I was like,
Oh, yeah.
I haven't seen this movie in years. Click. And I love doing that. I love going through those channels that play like westerns or old school comedy or cop drama. I'll watch a movie from like the 50s, 60s, or 70s that I haven't seen in fucking forever, and it's free. There's good stuff out there, even though just because it doesn't have HBO or Hulu or whatever attached to it. Dig through the free stuff and pick a movie you've never seen before and just watch it. I do it all the time. Or I'll just rewatch something I haven't watched in 20 years. There's good fucking movies out there that people just don't realize. And there's no excuse. There's no excuse for you. Come on, Burns. What are you doing?
Yeah, I catch
think
movies on Tubi. Tubi's pretty good for catching movies.
Tubi's a great service. A couple other ones I use. I like the TV in the spare room has Samsung Plus on it. And that's a good. Those are good channels.
The
The LG selection's good.
that my phone has Samsung TV on it. It's pretty good.
Yeah. I was just saying, Chris, that when you buy a smart TV, it comes with the embedded channels where it's like comedy classics, Western classics. I like picking a movie on something like that theme and just watching a movie I haven't watched in 20 years.
Oh yeah,
that's how I watched this movie, Zorro the Gay Blade. I'm like, oh wow, I haven't seen that in fucking forever.
On Roku, no matter what streaming service I use, they have recommendations for me.
Yes, I scroll through that all the time.
Absolutely, and you'll find a hidden gem. You're like, I never heard of this movie. Let me watch this. Which is how I found the next movie on my list when it comes up to me.
All right, that was a fucking great pick, Herm. Let me go back to my list, yo.
Kiss Makes Phantom of the Park.
No, that's never going to happen. It is a horror movie.
It is a horror movie.
It is a horror movie.
That's
love
on
you
the
guys.
double
That movie-
H list. That's horrible horror.
That's shocker level bad.
This gem from Mr. Anderson, what is his name? Paul Thomas Anderson, whatever. Event Horizon.
Sunset Horizon was pretty good.
Well, here's my
all right.
reasons. Here's my reasons. Here's my reasons.
Okay.
You know me. You know
Here
me.
we
I
go.
study shit. I study shit I like, and having watched several interviews and behind the scenes stuff, and seeing an assembly cut of that movie, got kind of like pirated, bootlegged. There was a big chunk of movie that was cut out of that film, and a lot of it, what what he wanted to film, the director wanted to film, we either said no or cut. Um, Watching that film in just over 2 hours, like it should have been, was such a fantastic fucking story. You got to see more of hell. You got to see, and you learned a little bit more about what's happening instead of just all of a sudden all these events start happening. But even with that removed, it makes me appreciate it a lot more because they did a lot of things in that film. Practically, very limited CGI use. They did a lot of first time in camera effects for that movie. So I guess I appreciate it from that perspective. And I think it deserves a second shot. Look at it again, because if you haven't seen it in a couple of years, I've hated movies up until the 15th time I've seen them. Then I fall in love with a movie. It happens. It happens. Like, what was was it Tarantino? Natural Born Killers. I walked out of the theater. I walked out of the theater when I saw that movie the first time.
And when did you realize it was a great film?
I tried watching it again when it came out on VHS. I got a little bit further into it. I was a rental immediate return. About 3 or 4 years later, I'm at a friend's house. He's like, "Hey, I've never seen this movie before." And I'm like, "Oh, what is it? Natural Born Killers." I'm like, "Oh."
And he'd eaten an edible.
No,
talk about the butt.
This was so many years ago. I probably did smoke a lot of weed.
And that was the day that Lynch stopped being gay.
Yeah. And then he threw it in. I'm like, all right, I'll give it a shot. And then watching it in its entirety and understanding more about what it was about, I want to say maybe 10 years after the movie came out is when I'm like, I didn't give it a fair shot.
I can say the same thing about a movie I love now, to your point, because when I first saw it in the theaters with my girlfriend in 1990, I did not like Goodfellas, but 4 years later, I fell in love with Goodfellas.
Well, I'm saying, you got to look at where you are at that time in your life. We were in our early 20s. We were in our early 20s when that movie came out.
Yeah.
And we thought differently.
Mm-hmm.
Because I can watch a movie now that I enjoyed when I was younger, and I'm like, why did I ever watch this? Why was I a fan? Exactly why was I a fan of this garbage? Because it goes the other way. It really does. It goes the other way. And I could come up with a list of movies that I enjoyed that I'm embarrassed to say that I fucking enjoyed when I was younger.
Agreed. If I watch Days of Thunder now, I hate it. But I loved Days of Thunder for 10, 15, 20 years until
So did I. I love that movie.
I can't watch that movie now. I cannot watch that movie now.
It was on this summer. I want to say around Daytona. Not this summer, but this past year around Daytona.
Yeah.
And I watched it. And I watched most of it. And I think she was on a rescue run or something. So I'm alone to my own devices. I'm like, no, I can't do it.
My problem with it since I started Speedway Review with Corey has been the racing scenes. The rest of the film is pretty fucking stellar, but the racing scenes are so ridiculously bad. Whereas if they really did that shit to each other, neither one of them would have a chance to win the race. So I'm looking at it critically versus I'm going to lose myself in the entertainment. And maybe that's why I hate it now, but whatever.
Yeah. I know.
Do we got time to get one more each? Yeah, right.
Sure.
All right.
Sure.
Let me get back to my list. I'm going to give you the synopsis. If you can guess it, great. You won't, not by the synopsis that I'm going to read. This film was released on June 3rd, 2006. It became a box office bomb. It grossed only $9 million against a budget of $20 million. It received positive reviews from critics, and it has developed a cult following. I love this movie. I will watch it any chance I get. It is Pop Star, Never Stop, Never Stopping.
That is what's his
Andy
face
Samberg.
From, Andy Samberg.
Yep.
I like that movie.
It was a Judd Apatow film because I did say Judd Apatow will appear again. This was fucking hilarious. Sarah Silverman was great in this movie. Tim Meadows was great. Oh, God. Joan Cusack was in it. Maya Rudolph was in it. Oh, my God. There's so many good people. And it was funny as fuck.
All right. So the first, that was another, I rented it and I probably was either stoned or drunk or whatever. I couldn't make it through. So then about a year later, about a year later, it's on cable. And Megan's like, did we watch
heavily
this?
edited, by the way.
Yeah. So then I went back and I rented it and we watched it and I was like, what the fuck? This is really funny. This is fucking genius.
The song that he does with Pink in that movie is hilarious. And the first person I thought of, Lynch, you'll get this, was Lalamere. When you watch the song he does with Pink, like, sports, this and that, not gay, but it's okay to be gay. I'm straight. So, you couldn't make, and that was just a few years ago. You couldn't make that movie 6 years later without people losing their fucking minds.
Yeah, I appreciate that pick. That's one. It wasn't appreciated for what it was. I mean, again, total parody of the whole, everybody's a rapper.
Well, that and it's
through in the 2000s.
It's very much a behind the music type thing where these guys break up because of ego and this and that, and then this guy goes solo and does great, but then the second album flops and he wants to get the band back together. That's every behind the music you ever saw.
Well, and you know what what movie kind of because it doesn't pale in comparison, but it's not as good as Borat is, and it's done very similarly.
Okay,
Borat is I think funnier because the people aren't in on the joke. The people that Sacha Baron Cohen fucks with. When you go to the Andy Samberg movie, it's a parody of the lifestyle, so everybody's in on the joke. You know what I'm saying? It's good. Yep. It's not a bad movie. I think looking back, it's a really funny movie. But I think Borat kind of like pushed that movie aside because they came out right around the same time. I think within a year.
Sounds about right.
Yeah. So it was Borat before or after it was Borat, and Borat's like lightning in a bottle.
Yeah. Borat was amazingly hilarious.
Yeah. Yeah, and it got its just dues. What about you, Herm? You got another one?
I do.
You're lying.
Powder.
Ooh.
That was a huge hit, though. Is that underrated?
I never heard nobody talk a motherfucking about it.
All right.
Only in jest, because after that movie, anybody who was a pale character in a television sitcom or a movie, what's up with Powder over there? It became a joke. And that happened quickly. That movie was like, what, mid-90s? 95, 96?
Yeah, I bought that.
I used to call one of the chefs at the casino Powder.
Yeah, I had somebody I nicknamed Powder at some point.
Yeah, I worked with a kid at the casino. We'd call Powder because he was so fucking pale. He wasn't white. He was see-through. Like you could see his heartbeat and shit. No, that's a good movie too. Another one of John Travolta's movies, is it Michael, where he's the angel?
Yes.
I thought that movie was pretty good. That was in my I tolerate John Travolta phase.
Tolerate.
Like on IMDb, it literally runs 6.6. Rotten Tomatoes 50%. 4.1 out of 5 for the, you know what I mean? So it doesn't really get it. The movie is fucking amazing, but
so there's a perfect example, Chris. When I first saw Face Off, I fucking loved it. Loved that movie.
Same. I can't stand it now.
Now, I can't fucking stand it.
I love it only because Cage does a better Travolta than Travolta
does. That is the part I still appreciate because when
I just like
Cage was
watching
really
it, like,
acting.
Like, he really does him. He does John better than John does John. It's fucked up.
That is the part of the movie I still appreciate if I watch it again. But the rest of it, like, the story,
movie that Travolta looks
John,
completely like shit in next to Cage.
Yeah.
His performance is
and John
complete
Woo.
shit.
That whole John Woo releasing of the Doves bullshit. I look back at John Woo movies. He's made some good movies, don't get me wrong. But those earlier movies, his action movies with all the doves and the imagery and shit, it's very off-putting to me now.
Understood.
It's very dated.
Mm.
You can't watch that movie and not know that it was made in
dated.
Huh?
My beard is dated. Like it could be carbon dated. Like
carbon date one of these. You might go back.
He has artifacts in it from lunch last week.
That's what I'm saying. You know.
All right.
I have another one.
Go ahead.
Real quick.
Then I want to do like a real quick before we get out, like a one-off. Just say the name of the film. If nobody's seen it, put it on your list. This is something you need to see because there's one that, because we're short on time, there's one I really, if you haven't seen this, go see this movie.
My last one is Under the Tuscan Sun.
Diane Lane, fantastic.
Diane Lane,
oh my God.
Moves to Italy. It's like a romantic comedy.
Oh, it's not.
It's a romantic comedy.
It's the lake, but in Italy.
Yeah.
Or the lake house, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I think that's a very criminally underrated movie.
And with a hotter actress. Oh my God, Diane Lane is amazing.
She's like number 3 on my list for people who I think are amazing, ridiculously pretty and attractive.
She's on my hall pass list.
Oh yeah, she would be on mine if I had a hall pass list. But I think she's one of the most beautiful women in the world.
Amen. Amazing. And a great movie too, because it's very much the she gets divorced and it's an adult coming of age movie versus a teenage coming of age movie.
Heard. Yeah, it's white. It's white waiting to exhale. Next.
Right. Basically.
Yes, but no. I'll disagree because I can.
I hate that fucking movie.
That movie was ass.
I hated it then.
Or Stella
I got dragged.
I'll give you Stella got her groove back.
I got voluntold to see both of those.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
All right.
It's about 4 hours of my life I'll never get back.
We got 7 minutes left. Lynch, if there's one movie that didn't make the broadcast, don't tell anything about it. Just tell us the name. I'm going to write these down because I want to see them. One that didn't make the broadcast.
Let me see. Let me go back to my list real quick.
Of course, you're going to take your sweet ass time.
Oh, shut the fuck up.
Yes, sir.
Exorcist 3.
Never saw it. Okay. Give me a second.
It picks up. Number 2 doesn't exist. It's
that movie was ass.
Trashy pieces of shit ever put on celluloid. It picks up after the events of the first movie years later.
Mm-hmm.
Having read the book, I read the book before I saw the movie. The book was Legion, by the original author. It is very criminally underrated for how it continues the story, and you get to see Father Karras again, and Brad Dourif, who is one of my favorite kind of wacky goofball actors. That's his best performance ever. He's really good in it. Yeah.
Okay. Herm,
George C. Scott's in it too.
Oh, that's even better. Herm, one that didn't make the broadcast. Do you think that we all should see?
Rubber.
What a fantastic fucking movie! Already saw it. Wow. Mine would be.
Watch Rubber.
It's awesome. Mine would be 2009's The Perfect Age of Rock and Roll. If you've not seen it, run, do not walk. Find it on your streaming service. just fucking fantastic. I'm not going to say anything else about it other than wow. Just wow. It's very much, VH1 behind the music type thing, but much like Popstar. This should have been bigger than Popstar, but I think this was straight to video release. So
is it documentary style?
No, it's a
Or
movie.
Is it actually movie actors?
It's movie actors. It's not a mockumentary like Popstar was. The Perfect Age of Rock and Roll is just tremendous. And even if you don't like rock and roll, you're going to love this movie. It's like Scarface. It's got everything. Lynch is looking it up.
Jason Ritter.
And that was another thing, Jason Ritter being in that movie. Taryn Manning